Alright guys, welcome to the channel. I am OGL Schmitt. This is Custom OGT. We're almost at Friday. Hope everyone's had a really good week so far. We are no strangers to Devin Townsend here on this channel. We've done a couple of reactions, but we have barely scratched the surface of the man's huge back catalog. He's been around for a while. He's done all kinds of work. In fact, this album right here, that is Steve Vai's Sex and Religion. That is Devin's first recorded work. Came out in 1993. Yeah, Steve Vai, who's a legendary guitar player, actually recruited Devin to be the singer for that album. So Devin's always been unique. And now I hear that he's got a new album out, a grand concept opera called The Moth. I want to see what Heavy Devy's been up to. So let's dive into this. This song is called Home at Night, and it seems to be doing the rounds on the reaction circuit. So yeah, I want to get me some of that. Let's check this out. The thing about this is I literally have no idea what to expect. I mean, he has done just about everything. He has done like the heaviest of heavy metal you could think of. He's done, softer, more relaxing stuff. So let's dive into this. Okay, apologize. Quick pause. We're going to start from the beginning because there's a bunch of stuff in there. So I said I had no idea what to expect. This probably would have been last on my list. Just almost pure music theater here. Devin is 54. He sounds amazing, and he actually looks younger now than he did back in the 90s. So he's like reverse aging. But yeah, it sounds like completely orchestral, but there were electric guitars in there. And yeah, going like full in on this, operatic music theater type vocal style. Okay, I am intrigued. So let's. There were a couple of things I wanted to point out on this though. Do you hear those higher pitched muted guitars? I love that. Like he's got obviously an orchestra here, but he's using those guitars to mimic the sound of like a pumping string section. I've always loved that sound. I think it was Sabotage. That was the first band I heard do that. Let's keep going. Okay, so this kind of sounds like in a lot of like Broadway shows or music theater type productions, there's an opening song where narrator or something will address the audience. This is how our tale begins. This sort of has that vibe to it. I don't know what the concept of the Moth is. It seems to be about personal discovery and reinvention, which Devin's done a lot of that over the course of his career. But this arrangement, I love how it swells and then will sort of recede. Devin had an album called Ocean Machine, and this arrangement does feel very liquid, very fluid, because it'll have like this big almost wall of like classical sound, and it will then pull in where it's just a few instruments, and sometimes it'll like stop completely. Devin is doing almost the same thing with his voice. Sometimes you'll have like this big operatic tone, and then sometimes you'll sort of like squeeze it up, and you'll have that really nice falsetto that's so like clear. You can tell Devin, like, he's obviously taking care of his voice, so now he can take advantage of decades of learning about it. You can tell he knows his voice inside and out, so he has that crazy control over it. And he's always emotionally invested in this work, even when it's absurd. Like Ziltoid the Omniscient. I think that's about an alien looking for a cup of coffee, and he just pours everything he has into it. This is oddly affecting. I've always loved music theater. I was a theater kid back in the day, so I guess I just have a natural affinity for this. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this, and I love sort of like the subtle touches of rock that he's added to it as well, with some of the guitars creeping into the arrangement. Let's keep going, and like very sparse but very affecting visuals of him on stage and showing him from behind with that spotlight, and then the other Devin in the shadows there. Let's keep going. Perfect example of like a huge wall of sound built up and then pulled back. I like how this song actually uses grandiosity to convey intimacy. Don't know how else to describe it. It feels like the song feels very I don't know how to say it. It feels very much like someone who's it's an inward pointing song that's striving to expand outward, I guess is what I'm saying. And maybe I'm just taking the title and running with that too much, but it sort of does feel like someone who is maybe boxed in somehow, wanting to break free from that confinement. Let's keep going. Wow. that was a great onset. I don't know like what kind of jump that was, but he sort of like almost had a growly onset and went into that high note. Um, so now I'm starting to think that maybe I got things backwards. Instead of feeling like someone boxed in wanting to expand, it's someone who's stuck in chaos, um, wanting the security or the intimacy of simply being home. Home is a concept as much as it is a place where you can feel safe, secure, welcome. And God, the song goes through so many emotions. There are some parts that feel almost a little like dark and sinister. There are some parts that just feel sort of very warm and sentimental. Um, and Devin's voice is riding all of those emotional waves just like a champ. His his breath control, especially like I said, he's not a spring chicken, but his breath control is amazing. He has these long, fluid phrases. Like his pitch is perfect. His vibrato is so consistent. He honestly reminds me of Cole Wilkinson. If anyone knows, he sang Jean Valjean and Les Mis. And honestly, there are parts of the song that give me a Les Mis vibe. And I think Devin has performed "Bring Him Home" before. I have to seek that out. Yeah, apparently this has been in development. This album, this concept has been in development for over a decade. Time well spent, and he's a natural at this sort of thing.
And I'll
Love that.
be home at night. I'll be home at night. I'll be home at night. I'll be home at night. No returning, no reverting, no return at all. Sleep
One thing that's always been consistent is Devin is such a character. He honestly seems like a very thoughtful, intelligent person. But yeah, you once that music hits and once he's invested in a concept, he's got so much charisma and so much character. Just seeing him perform there was a blast. You could tell he was having a ball. Um, there's the end of that where like the orchestration and the choir just built to almost this fever pitch, this huge crescendo, and then dropped out. Just the dynamics of this are absolutely beautiful. The ending, like it started off ominous and then went into playful. That's why I said it kind of sounds like an introductory piece of a character saying, welcome to this world, basically, because it seems like there's so many emotional elements being put into play, and now we watch the rest of we watch or listen to the rest of the show to see those build, evolve, and resolve. Uh, yeah, this was unexpected. Devin is a master of defying expectations. Expectations with that, like the only expectation with Devin is excellence, and like that's always going to be the case. But as far as what style he's going to do, how he's going to approach it, you never know. But the quality and the consistency are always there. Once again, I mean this in the absolute nicest way possible. The dude is an absolute freak of nature. So I love this, guys. Thank you very much. If you, we've got a lot to catch up on as far as Devin goes. So if you guys want to give me some suggestions to start down the rabbit hole, I would be very grateful. So thank you very much. Mental health is real. I know Devin's an advocate for mental health as well. Music is your best support group, whether performing it or just listening to it. And take care of yourself so you can take care of others. Thank you guys very much. Be seeing you around.